Two super heats remaining here at Lonato for the KZ2 category. Undoubtedly, the feature race here this weekend probably has something to do with the fact that later on this year, the CIK World Championships return to South Garda Karting in September of this year. The last time the World Championships were held at this incredible circuit, 1996. It was so long ago, we were still racing the magical 100cc engines. Oh, don't we miss those days? The winner on that occasion, Johnny Mislievich, it was 1996. And he won Formula Super A for the Tony Kart team. And in Formula A, if memory serves correct, it was Jean-Christophe Ravière, le pilote français, a gagné Formula 1, je pense. Je crois. I think it was the French driver who took out Formula A. As we get ready for KZ2 Super Heat number 1. 99 drivers in KZ2. What a class field this is. In fact, the circuit here has been busy since Christmas Day last year. There has barely been a quiet day, regardless of the weather, which I know I have gone on about quite a bit so far this weekend. Rain, hail or shine, or snow. There's been karts circulating here, testing, racing so often already this season. Mainly due to the races coming up. It's a full calendar at South Garda Karting. Of course, next weekend, the second round of the WSK Supermaster Series. The Margutti Trophy, as ever, will be held here. The Rock Cup International Final in October. That's about a month after the World Championships. As you look at the two-time world champion, Paolo De Conto, 153 CRG, starts on pole position. A few moments away from the start. KZ2 Super Heat number 1. De Conto on pole position. Alongside him, Giuseppe Palomba. There is the driver from Napoli, the Croc Promotion 140. Pushed into life. The Italians lock out the front row of the grid. Adrien Renaudin, the reigning European champion, 163, the first non-Italian on grid number 3. In the Sodi kart, the French driver, the French chassis, alongside William Lanzini. On grid number 4. Third row, Fabian Federer, 120. Fastest qualifier on Friday night. SRP Racing Maranello. Alongside the driver from Gothenburg in Sweden, Alexander Dahlberg. Alessio Piccini, absolutely in form this weekend. 141, the Tony Kart, alongside Matteo Zanchi. And it's an old Dutch fifth row of the grid. MK Marijn Kramers in the 131 Biralat, alongside 114 Bas Lemmers. Look at that, the Dutch flags lock out the fifth row of the grid. Ja, met die banaan for Bas Lemmers and Marijn Kramers. We go down to the final row of the grid, and it is Alexander Vartanian, the Russian, who has spent the last couple of seasons racing in the Formula Renault Euro Cup Series. Welcome back to Alexander in the 149 Tony Kart. And on the final row of the grid, Luca Bosco, his first ever KZ2 race, the 14-year-old little Luca, the Italian who lives in Nice in southern France, on grid number 34. Off screen, a problem for Matteo Zanchi. The GP racing kart is pushing it desperately back into pit lane. Oh, Matteo Zanchi, the mechanic's working furiously. He's got a problem. What on earth has happened to the GP racing kart? Matteo Zanchi was to have started on the fourth row of the grid alongside Alessio Piccini. He's parked in pit lane, and that's where he'll start if he can. Along with the Zanchi Motorsport GP racing team, fix that problem. A disaster for the Italian. The left side of the fourth row of the grid is empty. Leaves the way clear for Bas Lemmers. We're ready for the start. Zanchi, the team working nervously. As you look at Giuseppe Fusco, 171 in the Pirouette. Ready for the start. And we go green. No problem for De Conto and Renaudin. A sensational start for the Frenchman. Zanchi, the GP Racing team entry, still parked in pit lane. He will miss the start. The Italian is out. De Conto, the race leader from Renaudin. The Frenchman, they race down the back part of the circuit. Thunder here at Lonato. Superheat number 1. The reigning European champion in KZ2 behind the two-time world champion Paolo De Conto. End of lap number 1 of 15. The CRG leads the Sodi kart. Giuseppe Palomba in the crop promotion just sits behind in position 3. Missed the start ever so slightly. That's William Lanzini in position number 4. The driver from Bergamo. Driving for the Canadian-Italian Lorenzo Mandarino. In the Vemi kart in position number 4 ahead of Federer, Lammers, Simo Puhaka, Alessio Piccini, Dalberg and MK rounds out the top 10. The Dutchman in the Pirouette. A spot ahead of Paul Everard, Christian Haberlin, Kasper Kalasma, Andrea Dahl has fallen back to position number 14. The former European champion from nearby Brescia. And speaking of former European champions, former world champions, the race is being led by Paolo De Conto. There's Federer going through in the Maranello, the Pirouette karts. Inside the top 10, Dalberg from Gothenburg in Sweden ahead of the Dutchman Lorraine Kramers, 9 and 10. They race across the line near on 140 kilometres an hour. Add a couple to that with the slipstream. Superheat number 2 here in the sunshine of Lonato. Down the inside goes Renaudin. Can he take the lead? Oh, Paolo closes the door on the Frenchman. They did not touch. Superb racing between these two world-class drivers. Palomba, the revelation from Napoli in southern Italy, sits in position number 4. Bas Lemmers, a rocket start for the Dutchman. Up into 5th, ahead of Simon Puhaka, who had a broken exhaust temperature sensor in one of the heats yesterday. The Finn sits in position number 6, where the temperature sensor goes into the header pipe on the exhaust. It broke away. A very rare occurrence. He got 0 points for that. It cost him, but he's made it up off the start as the Tony Kart team driver, the first of the green machines. Sits in position number 6 ahead of Lanzani, who's falling down through the field after a sensational run through the heats yesterday. William, can he recover in the Vemi kart? The chassis was absolutely hooked up to this point, but he's just been passed by Puhaka. There he is behind the green kart coming onto the straight. Chasing him down is Marijn Kramers. Piccini Dale's moved up into 10, so he's got 5 on the last lap. The former Euro champ, Andrea Dale, the former world champion, Paolo De Conto leads as the move goes down the inside. That's Fabian Federer. The Italians go side by side. Palomba on the outside in the Croc promotion kart. Tries to hold on, but he can't. Here comes Lemmers. Palomba knows it intelligently, drives it down the middle of the circuit, but he'll be vulnerable. Again, White lines it. Lammers breathes down his neck. Can the Dutchman get by the Italian? The Sodi kart versus the Croc promotion. Down to 3rd gear, then it's 4th, 5th, 6th, 139 k's an hour here at Lonato. Paolo De Conto, the race leader in the CRG. Renaudin, the reigning Euro champ. Last year with CPB Sport, this year with Factory Sodi kart, brought his mechanic, Florent Bizalion, along with him to the factory team. Runs in position number 2. Lammers, his teammate, has now got by Palomba for P4. Renaudin has not given up hope of taking the lead here this afternoon. Superheat number 1 for KZ2. The Croc Promotion Cup, the new team for 2019. In form, are they this weekend or what? We can tell you further down the field that the former winner of this race, the Belgian Yannick de Brabander, who did not take part in the warm-up this morning, is still circulating. He had a big crash in one of the heats yesterday. Now cost him points. Of course, he won the Winter Cup in 2008 driving a TM Intrepid. Yannick de Brabander, former European 250cc Supercar champion. He also won the KF2. Or was it Super KF? Well, either way, he won the World Cup at Suzuka in Japan. Great to see him back. He's driving the 197 Intrepid. The Belgian Yannick de Brabander down the order in the field, trying to make his way up through. Unfortunately, the only retirements are the two Italians, Matteo Zanchi, who did not make the start, and Giuseppe Fusco, who you got a glimpse of on the grid, joins his countrymen as a retirement from this Superheat number 2. Renaud down the inside. Can he make it stick? Oh, over the ripple strip. Spectacular. On the outside, Bas Lemmers. Can he do it? Will it be a Soddy cut 1 and 2? No, it's a 1 and 3. Oh, sensational. Adrien Renaudin got tired of waiting. They did not touch. De Conto will be furious. Adrien Renaudin for Soddy cut takes the lead. The Frenchman here in Italy. Federer goes P2, Lammers 3, De Conto back to position number 4. Filippo Bertol, the 178 CRG, struggling to restart behind this battle. Oh, the French team 1 and 3. The French driver, the Dutchman, going to 3rd spot. That's Lemmers. Federer now takes the lead. The Italian fights back on his home turf. Puts the Frenchman and the Dutchman in the French go-karts back to 2nd and 3rd. Watch the revenge move from De Conto. He will be absolutely furious. After being forced out wide, offline, they did not touch. But Renaudin just went through, wound it up into turn number 5. De Conto tries to make the move and he goes through. Oh, the Soddy cut's out in the grass. It's getting ragged. It's getting very, very messy. Lammers was forced wide. There's Kramer's going through. It is on here at Lonato. Federer, the fastest qualifier on Friday night in the Maranello for SRP Racing. After all that, has taken the lead. How good is this? The 24th Winter Cup here at Lonato. Renaudin still in 2nd. De Conto, quite a distance back, but he is recovered to 3rd. Palomba has done nothing wrong. He's in position number 4. And in position number 5, the sleeper in the pack from Tampere in Finland, Simo Puhaka. Having said that, he's just been passed by Moraine Kramers. And Kramer's countryman, Bas Lemmers, also follows him through. So the two Dutchmen go through on the fin. Puhaka back to 7th. William Lanzini, well, maybe he was lucky to fall back because he avoided the grief. He's still right in this, the Vemi Karting driver from Bergamo. In this battle, on screen right there, spot ahead of Andrea Dalle. And Alessio Piccini, the son of the legendary 4-time world champion Alessandro Piccini, rounds out the top 10. Good drive from Alessio once again here this weekend. Oh, the race settles down after a sensation mid-pack. A few laps ago, Fabian Federer with just 0.3 of a second over Renaudin, the Frenchman who did briefly lead when he took the move right there 4 laps ago on De Conto. He did all the hard work, accounted for little because he's still back in 2nd place. He'll have to try again. Renaudin in 2nd. Quite a distance back to De Conto. In fact, a full 1 second to the two-time world champion from Valdobbiadene, north of Venice in northern Italy. Federer, the Maranello car, third in the World Championships at Genk in Belgium last season. Stood on the podium, the former Euro champ, the reigning Euro champ. Shadows the Italian. Here's DeConto. MK now up into fourth spot. Kramers gets by Palomba. Il Napolitano, the driver from Napoli, moves back and is split by the Dutchman. He's got Kramers in front, Lammers behind. Federer with that familiar style hunched over the steering wheel. Of course, won the European Championships most recently in 2016. And he wrapped up that title at Genk in Belgium. And as we say, coincidentally, he stood on the podium in the KZ World Championships September of last season. Poinodon, the reigning Euro champ, DeConto. Here's Kramers. DeConto and Kramers had words in Parc Ferme. After the first heat on Friday night, the Italian not happy at all with the Dutchman, to be honest. I'm trying to find the polite words to say. The usually quite tranquil DeConto. Absolutely bluey stack of Kramers. The Dutchman, not fussed at all. They now run 3 and 4. This is the final lap of what has been a super heat one for KZ2 here at Lonato. Federer should take the victory, you would think. Bueno done. Will he be happy with second place? He's probably too far back to make a move, even if he's not. They go down the hill for the final time. The Maranello, the Soddy Kart, the CRG, the Birilat, the Croc Promotion. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 different manufacturers in the top 5 itself. Second to last corner, final opportunity coming up for Adrien. Federer puts the Maranello in the middle of the circuit, comes up to the line and takes the checkered flag. Hainaldan, DeConto, Kramers and Palomba, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The fastest qualifier on Friday night. Fell back through the heats, the super heat, and he comes to play one more time. Federer takes the win. A sensational race, 99 KZ2 drivers as you look at the 153 kart. DeConto brings it home in position number 3 for CRG kart 153. The two-time world champion. First back into Parc Ferme. Has been the star of world karting over the past few seasons. Will he add the Winter Cup to his resume? There is Federer. Off memory, I don't think Fabian has ever won this race. European Championships, as we say a few times. The Winter Cup. Have to check the results. There is Bas Lammers. He's been on the podium in the past. Way back in 2001, in fact, Bas Lammers was on the podium. That was in the Formula A car class. So we take a look at the results for you. Federer winning from Renaudin. Then it was DeConto, Kramers, and Palomba. It was the year 2001 when Bas Lammers, driving a Swiss Cutlass powered by a Vortex, finished third in the Formula A Winter Cup. We scroll through the results for you. And in a few moments, super heat number 2 here in the sunshine of South Garda Karting, the 24th Winter Cup here at Lonato. We'll take a very short break and be right back in just a moment.